Welcome to This Week in Black Media, January 30th, 2019. As you can see, we're at the ancestralproductions.com homepage, and we're in the blog section, so we update this every week for those of you that are new. We see in the featured video here, we have a video from Mikasa Sukasa. I hope I've said that correctly. The journalist is Nico, I forget the last name, but I think we'll be subscribing to his channel. From what I've seen before, I think his channel is going to grow. So the video you're watching right now will actually be the featured video if you go to the blog section. But and we're working out the kinks here, but as you see, just a basic geography of the site. We have December's work, we have this January's work, and we'll follow it through the year. And we'll be adding references and doing updates to other data like that as we proceed. So the purpose of the blog here is to give the blog speaks for itself. It's This Week in Black Media. The theme this week is the controversy concerning Kamala Harris's running for president. Her announcement there has caused some controversy in the black media. And while I said that I wouldn't show YouTube beefs, I will cover black media YouTube beefs. I will cover the differences in opinion on the content taking place, and then we'll chime in and give my own perspective on the data. And so this is just a synopsis. This is what we'll see, and I'm going to try to keep these at about 10 minutes and have other interactive features as we proceed through the year. That for those of you that are interested in more data or more interaction. So. But we'll see that Yvette Carnell, this video here is a second video that Yvette has made of multiple videos against Kamala Harris's presidency for reasons that we will go into here as we proceed. And we'll see that it's not isolated incident. If you go to this video here, which I think as far as time is concerned, this is the shortest but most well done video by Humanity. I forget the last name there, but if you watch that one, so I mean it's not just black media attacking her running for president as some have tried to depict it. It's basically informed individuals that are showing that are apprehensive about her presidency and see the hypocrisy there, and I tend to fall into that category also. This is from Professor Truth, who was the first one that I saw going into detail. He was talking about going against her running, knowing that she was going to run and being against it earlier than any other of the channels that we watch here. So credit to him there, and he's produced several videos on that data. Moving along here to this video here, which covers the Tariq Nasheed incident. Tariq did a video here again against Kamala Harris, giving her record as a prosecutor, which here, if you want a brief synopsis of all the core key points, this video is about 25 minutes long right here, and that one sums them all up. And all the videos I've already stated are good. They cover the same data, but this one just breaks it down, because we know in the YouTube verse, we're just in our cell phone era. People don't have time to listen to lengthy videos. The attention span is shrinking, and if you've paid attention to the brief history of social media videos that we've produced here, that is on purpose. Not only for purposes of getting people addicted to the media, but it's also purposeful for marketers. It's easier to manipulate people with short attention spans. So while we try to condense the data here to cater to that, those are too busy, I still suggest that everyone continue to exercise their mind, so to speak, and be able to sit through a 2-hour lecture at a time on whatever topic you're interested in. Keep the rust off of the brain that way. You don't want to allow these people to program your attention span. That's a whole other tangent. But we'll see that Howard Dean came out and attacked Tariq Nasheed and told him to shut the F up. And this just shows that this is just another incidence of white male arrogance, to think that he can just come in to one of our community leaders and talk to him that way without repercussion, without showing any respect. You see, he wouldn't have treated any of his colleagues like that, but he thought he could talk down to his nose to Tariq that way. And I can assure you, I'm of the opinion that he would not speak to Tariq that way if the two of them were alone in an elevator, if you see what I'm saying there. And no, I'm not saying that because someone can beat somebody up that their way should be the right way. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that Mr. Dean came at Tariq aggressively, in that kind of bully fashion, and I think we all know that he wouldn't talk to that man that way if it were just the two of them alone. And here's where Sister Vicky Dillard came in, whom I enjoy very, very much. I watch her and Michi X on a regular basis when they post on Boyce Watkins' channel and on Fly Nubian Queen Network. We're going to see this channel grow. Keep in mind that these are also channels that I'm predicting that are going to grow. And just watching them, you'll see for yourself. So she goes in on Dean, and she goes in on him on multiple levels and discusses the arrogance, which it's true. It is. It's arrogance. It examples the same kind of superiority complex that we've seen with the mega teens. To be more specific, though, what I draw attention to is that also Dean isn't only attacking Tariq Nasheed. He's also attacking Tulsi Gabbard, whom I like very much, with the exception of a couple of her things in her background, which is another thing that I want to go into. All of the candidates are going to have things in their background that people don't agree with, things that are controversial, etc. So we have to look at the body of work that they've produced. That's what my opinion is there. What body of work have they produced since saying or doing these controversial things? That has to allow them credit. And all anyone has to do is look at their own history. Everyone has things that they're not proud of. In the case of Kamala Harris, though, this is it's overwhelming. And she looks glaringly, in my opinion, hypocritical in promoting and coming out with the agenda she has now, using the talking points that she has now when we look at her record as a prosecutor and what she's done to the black community and poor people in general, of all colors. But obviously the things that she's done has affected the black community more, members of the black community, because we get the raw end of everything. As far as the political penal system is concerned, and that's well known. So, but Dean is attacking Gabbard, and what you see is the old comfortable Democratic Party threatened by the politicians that are emerging, and the perspective that is emerging. That's why Tariq was attacked. That's why Gabbard is attacked. Gabbard, we can categorize her to a degree with Cortez and with Tlaib. And with Oman, I believe all of them are anti-establishment, so to speak. They're something that's emerging, and it's a large force that's emerging, and you're not going to be able to tuck it back in. I agree very much with Sister Dillard as far as that's concerned. And if you're inclined to the metaphysical aspect of interpreting things, which I look at things from every perspective that I can. There's all kinds of things bubbling up right now at multiple junctures, and there are things I'll be able to show that support that in ways that I'm not even going to go into it. So here we have this polarity, or we have this duality of new emerging people that aren't beholden to anyone, that don't want to maintain the system as it is for their own benefit, and the old guard that are trying to protect their privileges within the society. You see, because we live in a parallel universe. We have people that take benefit from politics for their own personal interest and families, and then they keep the populations that they consider beneath them misinformed, which brings us to this video from Roland Martin. Hidden Army, Kamala Harris, is she uniquely positioned to benefit from historically black colleges and universities, which brings into the history of sororities and fraternities. You see, and the very populations, some call the bougie class, and I don't categorize all of them that way. That's another thing that we have to be clear here. I don't categorize any group on a whole. No group is a monolith. That's a popular form there. What I will say, though, is that there are many from black colleges and universities, Greek letter, secret handshake organizations that are arrogant, that think they're better than the typical quote-unquote street person. And here again, I refer to Vicki Dillard, who says that's where the wisdom is going to be coming from. We're going to see more wisdom coming from there. I consider myself of the latter group. I've never pledged to a Greek fraternity. I've never pledged to any secret handshake organization, etc. But I am into the knowledge, you see, and I'm dedicated to that more than anything else in my existence. See, and you don't have to be a part of those organizations for that seeking to bear fruit. And eventually, God willing, I will let my work speak for itself in that fashion. So we have an arrogant class that thinks they're better than the people that they used to manipulate, and they're threatened by the uprising that's in place. And if you look at the videos that have been on this channel for the last several years, I've talked about that coming for a long time. As I said, I referred to it again. I wrote a paper about it in 2011 that touches on all these things. So basically, the message that I gleaned from this video here, from Roland Martin's channel, is that her sorority to the sisters, the hidden army, you see, it's even in the language, to be quite frank with you. It's in the language. They're hidden. They do their catcalls and signals among other groups of the population, so they have a dual conversation taking place, where there are those that are the vulgar, or the unknowing, and then they are supposedly the heirs to secret knowledge. And I have an argument against that, because at the end of the day, we're all going to end up having to put our cards on the table. Believe that. So this comes to Mrs. Harris, this other video from Roland Martin, where Mayor Willie Brown came forth and talked about his relationship with her. I'm going to digress here a minute. What Willie Brown did was wrong. And if you watch this video, the one woman that addressed that, they ignored her. What he did was wrong. He had no business doing her like that on the day that she was announcing her candidacy, regardless of what she done. He was supposed to have a personal relationship with her. He should, in my opinion, and I shouldn't even get in it, but it was just foul. It was foul, seedy. It made the hairs on my forearms. It gave me that ugly, tingly feeling, like I don't want nothing to do with a dude like that. And Roland Martin co-signed it. He didn't critique him for that. He shouldn't have put her business out in the street like that, and then have the audacity to talk about he did favors for her to help her along in her career. And then he went on to give his resume. Arrogant and opportunist, in my opinion. So, this brings us down here to the recent video of Kamala Harris, footage of her laughing about threatening to put parents in jail for not their kids being truant, which is wrong. It's wrong. It shows she's not in touch with the people that she's be causing suffering. You see, I mean, if she was, we know who causes go into I always refer back to The Structuration of Crime by Dr. Amos Wilson. You see, criminals are created, truancy is created by wealth inequality. When we want to get to the most basic, and that brings us to Antonio, he went in on that it's wrong. It's just flatly wrong. What she did was she could have released prisoners, and she didn't because they needed them to work. All of that, go check it for yourself. I'm telling you. This video here, he went in. He did it short, he did it succinct, and it was to the point. So, and then there was some beef that took place, some back and forth between Roland Martin and Vicki Dillard, and the street wisdom. You don't have to be a member of a Greek letter organization. As a matter of fact, most of them with them Greek letters don't even know what them Greek letters mean. Oh yeah, I'm saying that, and I have work that I'll produce to show that they're not Greek letters. There's an African substratum to that. And I'm claiming Psi right now. So, we're still in the experimental phases here. But this is how the format's going to go each week. And like I said, we're going to be adding the data and the links and the references, all that, as we proceed. It's something that's growing. If you go look back at December's archive, you can see how mixed up the videos were and how discombobulated everything is. It's going to continue to grow and improve and provide you a synopsis of topics that are relevant to your existence in this racist society that we call America. But that racism is falling. That racism is falling. Every day it dissipates as things sit. So, on that note, until next week, this has been This Week in Black Media.